Good morning, Veritas All-Stars. Today is Wednesday, May 27th, 2020. This is question 4 from your assignment, the All-Star Challenge problem for today. So please try this independently and we will go over the answer now. Okay, so this is the first time that I've shown you brackets. So what we're going to do with brackets is they're basically the same thing as parentheses. Okay, so before we can divide this by 3, we have to do everything inside of these brackets first. So it's like a bigger version of a parenthesis. So you're going to group all of this together, and once you solve this whole thing here, then we're going to divide by 3. Okay, so we're going to save this until the entire brackets, this whole group of things is done. Okay, so first we'll solve each parentheses, then we have to add those two answers together before we can divide by 3. Okay, so first let's do 3/8 times 24. If we have 3/8 and we're multiplying that by 24 wholes, we can write the 24 as 24 over 1. But I want you to start seeing that this is the same as 3 times 24 divided by 8. So since multiplication and divisions are opposites, we could divide first and then multiply by 3, or we could multiply 3 times 24 and then divide by 8 afterwards. Either way, we're going to come up to the same answer because multiplication and division are opposite operations. So we can do them in either order and they are going to come up with the same answer. So since 8 and 24 are, 8 is a factor of 24, right? If we divide these both by 8, we can do the division first. So 8 divided by 8 is 1, and 24 divided by 8 is 3. So now we're left with a little bit simpler of multiplication to do. 3 times 3 is 9, and 9 over 1, you can always write a whole number with a 1 in the bottom because the denominator is telling us just the number of pieces in each whole. So it's the same as 9 divided by 1, or what number times 1 is 9. It's the same thing as just plain old 9. Okay, so we did it that way and we got 9. If we had multiplied first, 3 times 24 is 12. 3 times 2 is 6, plus 1 is 7. So 3 times 24 is 72, and then we multiply the denominators. 8 times 1 is 8. And 72 divided by 8, what number times 8 is 72? The answer is 9. So either strategy, whether you multiply the numerators and then multiply the denominators and then divide, you'll get 9. But if you did it this way, where you divide first and then multiply by 3, you divide 8 and 24. 24/8 is really 3. So you can just turn that to a 1. Divided by 8 is 1. Divided by 8 is 3. 3 times 3 is 9. And you end up with the same answer of 9. Okay, so that's kind of two different ways to do the same thing. So 3/8 times 24, we just did, it's 9. So we're going to keep that in brackets. 9 plus, now we have to solve this parentheses inside the brackets before we can divide the whole thing by 3. Okay? So now we're going to do 32 times 3/4 to solve this part. So we did this parentheses is 9, but we're going to have to add that to this parentheses before we do this division because we've got to do the entire brackets. This whole group needs to be done together. Okay? So again, this is the same thing as 32 times 3 divided by 4. We could do the multiplication first, right? You could just kind of draw this line over, and it can be 32 times 3 divided by 4. So we could multiply times 3 and then divide that by 4. Or we can simplify now and we can do the division first because 32 can be divided by 4. It doesn't always work. If 32 wasn't divisible by 4, it wouldn't work. But since it is, we can simplify. Divide that by 4 is 1, and divide 32 by 4. 32 divided by 4 is 8. So now we have 8 times 3, which is 24 over 1 as the denominator, and same thing. Any whole number can be written with the denominator of 1 because this is division. 24 divided by 1 is 24 because 24 times 1 is 24. So we get an answer of 24 if we do it this simplifying way. Now let's do it the way we have been doing it. 32 you can write as a whole number with a 1 in the denominator, times 3/4. Multiply the numerators. 32 times 3 is 96. And 1 times 4 is 4. So now we have, what's 96 divided by 4? What number times 4 is 96? So if we had 96 and we're breaking it into 4 equal groups, we have 9 tens we're going to start with. You can put 2 tens or 20 into each group. That's 20, 40, 60, 80. So 2 times 4 is 8, and we still have 1 10 left, so we're going to add that to these ones. We have 16 ones, and we're dividing it into 4 equal groups. We can put 4 into each group, which is all 16. We have none left, and again, each of those 4 groups has 24 in them. The quotient here is 24, just like it was when we did it this way. We get 24 when we multiply first and then divide. Or if we divide first and then multiply, we still get 24. So that parentheses 32 times 3/4 is 24. This parentheses 3/8 times 24 is 9. So now we got to finish these brackets. 9 plus 24 first, then we divide by 3. So 9 plus 24, don't try to do it in your head, is 33. 24 plus 9. Now we did the brackets. The brackets are done. We end up with just 33. So this whole bracket, the solution, first we did the parentheses, 9 plus 24. Now we have 33. Now we can go ahead and do this divided by 3 part. 33 divided by 3, what number times 3 is 33? The final answer is 11. So the answer to this problem here, today's challenge problem, is 11. And the tricky part was that after you do these parentheses, 9, you get 24, then you still have to do the bracket. We have to do 9 plus 24, find that answer, and then we can divide it by 3, because the divided by 3 is outside of the bracket, so we're not going to do that until after the whole group inside the bracket is done. Then we divide by 3 and we get an answer of 11. All right, give yourself some snaps if you got 11. I'm excited to see how you did with that. And that's it. Hope everybody has a great day.